Hi everyone and welcome back to LL Sports TV. Hope you're all doing well. This Easter Sunday at the Resorts World Arena in Birmingham, the eagerly anticipated rematch between Ben Whittaker and Liam Cameron takes place. Now this is an intriguing rematch, mired in controversy. It's also a genuine grudge match. And you know, as boxing fans, we love nothing more than a grudge match. Now this all started back in October of last year out in Saudi Arabia, Riyadh. The two of them fought. In the fifth round, they had a coming together by the ropes. I don't know how they did it, but they managed to topple over the top rope. And by the time the two fighters were able to scramble themselves back into the ring, Ben Whittaker announced that he could not continue because he'd suffered an ankle injury, and the fight was declared a split technical draw. Now, Liam Cameron and his team, they were not happy about this. They said basically that they thought that Ben Whittaker had quit the fight. They said that they were in the ascendancy. Ben Whittaker was starting to feel the pressure, and that basically he spewed it. He copped out, didn't fancy it, and invented the ankle injury to get out the fight. Obviously, Ben Whittaker was not happy about that, and there was a lot being said back and forth, the two of them going at it. And there was a lot of calls for a rematch, and the rematch was duly signed. But then, having signed the rematch, there was a dispute there as well, because Liam Cameron said that initially he was sent a contract for a 12-round fight. He said he signed it, returned it, thinking that the fight was over 12 rounds, only later to be put under pressure, he said, by Ben Whittaker's team, who were trying to, what he said, coerce him into taking a 10-round fight. Now, that went back and forth for a while as well. In the end, the British Boxing Board of Control stepped in. The matter was resolved. I would imagine that quite a considerable sum of money would have been paid to Liam Cameron to make him change his mind. So anyway, we have a fight this Sunday, and I'm looking forward to it. But before I give my prediction, a little bit of information about the two fighters, basically, you know, their details and stuff like that. So Ben Whittaker, let's start with him. He's from Wolverhampton. He's 27 years old, 6'3" tall, 72-inch reach. He's nicknamed the Surgeon. He's a former top amateur. You may remember that he won an Olympic silver medal out in Tokyo, boxed very well, got an Olympic silver medal. Props to him for that. As a professional, he's had 9 professional fights, 8 wins, 5 of those wins by KO, and of course the 1 split decision draw to Liam Cameron. Liam Cameron, on the other hand, he's from Sheffield. He's 34 years old. He's 6 foot tall. He has a 72-inch reach, I think it is. He's nicknamed the Cannonball. Now, Liam Cameron, a lot of people may not know, but he was actually also a very good amateur. He was a former ABA champion down at welterweight back in 2009. As a professional, he's far more experienced. He's had 31 fights, 23 wins, 10 of those wins coming via KO, 6 losses, and of course the split decision draw to Ben Whittaker in his last fight. I should also point out that Liam Cameron has won a professional title. He was the Commonwealth middleweight champion back in 2017. All right, so Liam Cameron, he's quite an interesting guy as well, because he comes into this fight with quite a big and troubled backstory. He's had a number of personal problems in his career so far, including alcohol and drug issues, which he freely admits to. He was actually banned for 4 years previously after a cocaine metabolite was found in his system. He also retired from boxing in 2020 and completely fell off the rails. He said, by his own admission, that he was drinking up to a bottle of vodka a day. So yeah, he had serious problems with alcohol and drugs. He also lost his stepdaughter during that time. So yeah, went through hell, ballooned up to 20 stone, I think it was. But then decided when he'd hit pretty much rock bottom that he was going to try and get his life back on track. And he did so, took up running, was running like half marathons every other day and stuff like that. His weight came down and he decided to get back in the ring. To his credit, he's had 4 fights since then. He's won 3 of them. In his last but 1 fight, I think it was, he fought Lyndon Arthur, the former British light heavyweight champion, and ran him close. That was a very competitive fight. And then, of course, he had the controversial fight with Ben Whittaker in Riyadh last October. A quick look at the strengths and weaknesses of the two fighters. Let's start with Ben Whittaker, shall we? Right, Ben Whittaker, I would describe him as a very good athlete. He has exceptional reflexes. He's has excellent footwork. Good athlete, like I said, good speed, good ring IQ, very good counter puncher, very good boxing skills. I guess the knock on Ben Whittaker is that sometimes people have said that the flash can override the fundamentals when he's boxing. In other words, he's trying so hard to be that flashy fighter that he forgets to do the ring basics. So yeah, that's been highlighted. I guess you'd have to say that he has unproven stamina in the professionals, and obviously Liam Cameron and his team have highlighted that when they fought. They said that he was blowing up after about 4 or 5 rounds. So they think that's an area where they can exploit. You would also have to say that his chin is untested at this level. It's been said that he has a low punch volume and that sometimes he tries too hard to impress, which is something that I alluded to earlier. Now, Liam Cameron, his strengths is that he's a good pressure fighter with a good work rate, high volume puncher. He's durable, he's tough. He likes to go to the body, and he's a very experienced fighter, having had 34 fights. The areas where he's not so strong, I would say, are his defensive areas. He can be quite vulnerable defensively. Doesn't move his head a lot. Not the biggest puncher. Neither of them are big punchers, but I wouldn't call Liam Cameron a big puncher. And yeah, he can be a bit flat-footed. I mean, he's a front foot fighter, but I would say he's one that uses angles and stuff like that. He tends to come forward in straight lines. So he can be quite limited in those areas. But make no mistake, he is a good boxer. And I do believe that this will be a very good fight. I mean, it's an intriguing fight. I mean, I don't think it will be what I would call a barn burner. I don't expect the two of them to start swapping blows in the middle of the ring as soon as the bell goes. I think it may even start off to be a bit of a chess match. But I do think there will be ebb and flow. And I do think the intensity of the fight will increase as the fight gets longer. As I said, neither of them are big knockout punchers, so I do expect both of them to try and box their way to victory. I do expect Liam Cameron to be the one coming forward. So I do think it'll be a very good fight. Ben Whittaker, it's interesting to note that he's recently teamed up with Andy Lee, former world champion when he was boxing himself, now a very good trainer, trained the likes of Tyson Fury, Joseph Parker, Paddy Donovan. Andy Lee's recently hooked up with Hamza Shiraz, so he's growing in status as a trainer. A lot of people rate him. He was formerly a pundit as well. Andy Lee, you may have seen him on TV. He knows his boxing, and like I said, I think that is a good move for Ben Whittaker, for him to team up with Andy Lee. So I think Andy Lee is the kind of guy that will draft a good game plan for Ben Whittaker to follow, and if he listens to Andy Lee diligently, and applies himself, follows the game plan, I do think the advantages he has in terms of speed, youth, and reflexes and footwork, I think if he can box to the game plan, I do think that he can win this fight. I mean, obviously he's got to pace himself and not get carried away, as I said, with the showboating and trying too hard to take his opponent out. If he boxes diligently and to instruction, I think he can win a unanimous points decision. But I would also say it would be foolish and naive to underestimate Liam Cameron. He's already shown that he's a good fighter. As I said, front foot, tough, and likes to go to the body. So, there are areas of where he can exploit too. But I do think it'll be a good fight. As I said, I don't think neither man has the power to stop the other. I do think the fight will go the distance, but I can see Ben Whittaker outpointing Liam Cameron over the course of the 10 rounds by a unanimous decision. But that's that's what I think, guys. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Look forward to hearing what you think. Do you think that Ben Whittaker can come through this fight and shut the critic up? So there have been a lot of critics. They said that he's a bit of a one-trick pony, a front runner, and Liam Cameron might be the one to expose him. So very much looking forward to this fight. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you so much for watching the video. Really do appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, and subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one. I am out.